Okay, the directions for this question say to evaluate the function at the given value using direct substitution. Okay, to evaluate a function means to figure out what the output is at a given input. Okay, it says evaluate the function at the given value, so it's saying evaluate the function f of x when x is -3. So what this is saying is if our input is -3, what's the output? If the x value is -3, what's the y value? And we can do that using what's called direct substitution. There's multiple ways to evaluate a function that we'll learn on Monday, but the first one that you already know is called direct substitution. So what I do is I need to find what f of -3 is, meaning if I plug in -3 for x, what is the y value? So notice I'm going to go ahead and replace x with parentheses, and I'm going to substitute in my -3 for x. Okay, now we just use order of operations to simplify this. First we check parentheses. Okay, the only thing in parentheses is a constant -3. Nothing we can do there. Exponents next. -3 to the 4th. Anytime I raise a negative to an even power, it's going to be a positive number. So 3 to the 4th is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81 minus, okay, now a negative to an odd exponent is going to be a negative number. -3 times -3 times -3 is -27. Then we've got a negative raised to an even again, that's positive, so +9. -3 times -3 is +9. Bring down that 15. Okay, next up, multiply. 2 times 81, 162. Minus a negative is +27. And then we can go ahead and start adding these. 9 plus 9, it's 18. Bring down the 15. So when we have an input of -3, let's see what our output's going to be. 162 plus 27, well that's 189. And then I'll go ahead and add these two. 18 plus 15, well that's 2033. Now just like I'm doing this without a calculator, you will need to be able to evaluate a function using direct substitution without a calculator. Finally, 189 plus 33, that's going to be 222. Okay, so there we go. We evaluated the function at -3 and got 22. What that means is if x is -3, y is 222. Okay. Now that was a lot of time, a lot of work. We're going to see another method on Monday that's going to be a little bit faster, but you will need to be able to evaluate a function using direct substitution. Let's see how we can also do it using our graphing calculators. This is something that will be useful on a standardized test. So if I go to y equals and enter my function, 2x to the 4th minus x to the 3rd plus x squared minus 3x plus 15, and I graph it. Okay, so it's thinking, it's graphing, still graphing. I'm looking up here. Okay, that just went away. Okay, so it's done graphing, and I don't see anything. That's because this function is not sitting inside this window, -10 to -10, -10 to -10, but that's okay. My calculator can calculate, it can evaluate functions. If I click second calc, I can calculate a value. So I click enter, and it says, okay, when x is what number? -3. Enter. It tells me that y is 222. Right down there. So once again, if you want to know what y is given an x value, you click second calc value and then type in the x value that you want. I did -3 and click enter, and it tells you the y value, 222. If we were to change our window, we would see that that is indeed true. Alright, so that's how we can evaluate a function using direct substitution, and I also just showed you a quick way that your calculator can tell you as well.